Hello everyone. Today in this video I am going to give you 20 Hipaint tips and tricks that will help you as a beginner to use this app more easily. This video not only helps in getting used to Hipaint but also getting used to digital art. So whatever the app may be, these basic details will help you to use that app easily. So let's get started. So first one is freehand selection. So in my layer I have few details here, and now if you want to select anything in particular like this one or this one, if you want to select with freehand instead of using magic wand tool, like select like this, then you have to go to this lasso to select with your freehand. Now whatever the place may be, you can select like this, and if you want to add few more selection, click on this add and you can make multiple selections. And once you select, you can add texture details, whatever it may be, using these freehand selection. So yeah, now you can see you can apply details to that area alone very easily. Or if you want to select any shapes in particular, you can select very easily using these lassos. And the second one is move particular selected objects. So for example, I'm going to clear the selection. So now I have this red circle, and now I want to move this object in particular without disturbing the whole layer. And if I want to move in general, whatever it may be, we use the transform. Clicking on this transform, we able to move it in particular. But if you want to move in particular in this object alone, then you have to go for this lasso and select that shape or object, then click on this transform and you can able to move it around the canvas on the same layer. The layer didn't change, but in the same layer you can able to do that. And if you want to rotate also, it's possible, and we can place it here. So the third one is how to copy and paste. So if you want to copy and paste any shape in particular, for example, I want to copy this alone, then click on this lasso. So I am going to just select this shape, and now I'm going to copy. So to copy and paste in a particular shape, click on this copy, and now it's moved to a new layer. And now I can place wherever I want. I can resize it, place it somewhere like this, and if you notice, you can see it's placed in a separate layer. And the next one is duplicate. So if you want to duplicate the entire canvas, it's quite simple, or the entire layer. So you can see there are two layers. This layer has this detail, and in this layer we have all other details. Now if I want to duplicate this layer, just swipe to the left, and here we have the first option called copy. You can do that. It will copy it to the new layer. And the other option is click on that layer once again, and here also you can find the copy option. You can use either way, both are same. So that's about the duplicating the layer or the art detail. Next one is fill bucket tool. So for example, so I have something like this. Now I'm on the top layer where we have just these duplicated elements. Now if I want to fill color for the entire orange color details being on a separate layer, if you try to do that, it will fill the entire canvas, because in this layer we just have the empty area. So when I try to fill that layer with the color, or that particular shape with the color, it will completely fill that entire layer with the color. And if you don't want to just add this detail on the same layer, if you don't want to fill coloring on the same layer, what we can do is we can simply create a new layer, and while filling with the color you have to switch on this. When you select multiple layers in the paint bucket, and then if you try to fill that shape with a particular color instead of filling on the same layer, you can able to do when this option is on, because it's going to keep the reference of all the layers in the canvas. So now you can see with the reference of that shape from the previous layer, we can able to fill color on a separate layer. And if you don't want this to be done, and you can simply switch off this and you can fill with the rest of the color like this. So the sixth one is willow leaf brush. So in the in the previous update it was mentioned as leaf brush, and in the new update of the Hipaint app its name changed to willow leaf brush. So the purpose of this brush is quite useful, because if you are using any normal brush like this, you'll have to draw the shape and then you have to fill with the color using the bucket tool. But when you are going to use the leaf brush, willow leaf brush, you don't need to fill separately. Instead, you can just drag, and while dragging, the color will be filled automatically. You don't need to use bucket tool or leaf option to fill that shape. So that's about the willow leaf brush. Seventh one is save brush size. So here, if I'm using any brush like this and I like this brush size, if you want to save this brush size, then click on this option brush, and here you can find the plus symbol. Click on that size will be saved. And if you change the brush size and save like this, the new size will also get saved. And you can use this size or this size just by clicking. And if you don't want this size anymore, just long press it. So don't tap, just long press it. It will remove that size. The next one is create new brush. So if you are a beginner and if you haven't watched my previous videos, you will not know how to create your own brush using the basic brush from Hipaint. If so, you can create easily. For example, I have this brush and now I want to duplicate this brush, and using the basic features and adding new shape, you want to create a new brush. Then click beyond that brush and click on this copy brush, and go to the new section where you want to add your brush and click on this paste option. Now the brush is copied to the new section, and now you can make changes and rename it to create a new brush. If you don't want to find this copy brush option, here in the customize section you can find the tool to copy. You can just simply click and add in the panel. Next one is stabilizer. So here, if you are using the brush like this, now you can find many zigzags, ups and downs, very small ups and downs in the brush. But if you want to make a smooth line, just click on this. Here you can find stabilizer. Click on that and you can see, just by increasing the value you can make the smooth lines. If it is off, it will be more like this, and if you are switching on and increasing the correction strength, you will get the smooth line. Further, if you want to have the professional line, click on this, and here you can see a line follows when you make a stroke. So this will help you in creating a smooth brush. Next one is stylus sensitive. So if you're making any drawing detail and just you done just like this, or you are dragging with your hand, and but you don't want your hands to be working on the canvas. For example, you don't want the finger touch, you just want to use the pen tool and you don't want the finger touch, then you can go to the drawing settings, and here you can find the finger touch will not be able to draw. So now here you can see I'm able to draw with my finger as well as with my brush or the pen. Now go to the drawing settings, switch on this pen mode. Now you'll not able to touch with finger and work on it. And if you want to add some like instructions like finger tap to pick color, if you want to pick color with finger or temporary hand tool, then you can switch on this option. Otherwise just keep in the pen mode. And now you can see I'm not able to use my finger for drawing. Next one is how to pick color. So I'm going to switch off this because I'm going to use my finger. So now if we have multiple colors and so I have so many colors here. Now if I want to pick any color in particular, just with your finger holding on that color you can able to choose that color. You can see like this. And the other way is click on this color, and here you can see the color picker eyedropper tool, and using that you can also select the color more accurately like this. The next one is radial color swatches. So if you want to choose any color, you will either go this way or you'll go to this option to choose the color, or you will use this color options where they have provided with the default color palette. But if you don't want these colors and if you want to try something different, double tap this color circle and you can find the color swatches that you can touch and use it. Now double tap, choose the color. If you want to release this radial color swatch, just touch anywhere on the canvas. 13th one is importing the image. If you want to import image to your artwork, simply click on this plus symbol and first option you get is import picture. Click on that. You can able to choose the artwork from your canvas and you can able to use it, and just using the transform option you can place it and use it. Now click on the stick and it will be placed on your canvas. The 14th one is color balance. So color balance, you have this color. Now if you want to change the color of these art details, just go to this option and here you can find color balance. Now using this you can able to change the color of your artwork. Also you can change the shadow details like this, and also the highlight details. Now you can see how the color of the artwork is changed to something new using the color balance. Next one is stamp all layers. So if you have multiple layers and you want them to be merged into a single layer to make some changes and work on it, in that case here we have the stamp layer option, stamp all. Here we have two layers. I'm going to bring it to the top so that you can understand. On the bottom layer we have the image that we change the color now, and on the top layer we have so many scribblings. Now I'm going to merge these two layers into a single layer. Here you can see stamp, and now you can see I just hide those layers, and still you can find the layer with all these layers merged into a single layer. Now I'm going to show you how to flip layer. So here we have the art details. Now if you want to flip, you can see there is no option to flip here. So basically, if you want to flip, click on this transform, and here you can find the flip. So it's horizontal flip and this is vertical flip. So you can find this flip option under the transform tool. Now if you want to flip for the entire layer, then entire canvas, then you can use the horizontal flip. This is for the entire canvas, and before in the transform tool it's for the particular layer. 17th one is export PNG. Now you can see, so here on the first layer we have this detail, on the second layer we have this detail. Now I'm going to delete this. So now I don't want this background image, artwork image, but I want to export this layer alone. So we have the transparency here. Click on this. Here you can find export PNG. Now it's exported to the album. Now you can see without the background image, only the details on that particular layer will get exported as a PNG. So the 18th one is perspective grid. So if you want to draw any construction image or buildings, anything like environmental design, then you can go for this perspective tool. So here you can find the guidelines, and here you can find the 3D grid and perspective grid. Using this, if you just draw as it is, it will not work. Now you have to lock, then click on this and lock. You can see it guides us for the particular direction of that grid. In the same way the 3D grid works. Here you can see, if you try to make a straight line, it's not possible here because everything here are in diagonal direction. So this is about the perspective grid and 3D grid. Adjust canvas size. If you want to adjust the size of the canvas, so here we have the rectangular canvas. Now if you want to change the size of this canvas into a square one, go to these three dots and click on this canvas size, and now you can either just drag and create the canvas size, or else you can mention size here, and done. Now we have created a big size canvas with the details on like this. And now last one is rename canvas. Now we have done all this thing, and if we want to rename these canvas, click on this untitled, and I'm going to rewrite as 20 tips. Now you can see the name of the canvas is changed. Hope you learned something new and more tips about the Hipaint app and also about the digital art. If so, subscribe to my channel. Also check all of my videos, and if you are completely new to my channel, you can go in specific based on the playlist. So here I have the playlist for Hipaint, IBIS Paintex, Infinite Painter, whatever the app may be that you want to learn. You can find so many useful tips and tricks, also the artwork illustration videos in my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.